But we really can't stress it enough. It's going to get dangerously hot today.
Amber just showed us there are several warnings already in place.
This is not a situation that is coming 20 or 30 or 40 years. It's already here.
We have reached levels of carbon dioxide that are far higher than what all the models have predicted. We've had a degree of Celsius warming already. Scientists feel that if we pass 1.5 degrees, we will see catastrophic changes. And if we pass 2 degrees, we will see not only catastrophic, but irreversible changes. Turning that around may seem daunting, but we actually have the technology to do that right here, right now. And that's in our forests.
Welcome to this press conference of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change.
To limit warming to 1.5 degrees C, we would need to start taking carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere.
But as we move forward, it becomes clear that we need to be much more active in protecting our natural and working lands as they become an increasingly important part of our climate change strategy.
Forests are the one best known, most expandable sponge to actually pull CO2 out of the atmosphere, take out those dangerous concentrations and store them for the long term. That's what we need.
All the global experts are clearly telling us that at least 37% of the climate solution has got to come from investments in forests and other land. How we manage those natural resources is absolutely critical. It's the lowest hanging fruit as we look at really putting in place a climate solution. So there are 3 things that we can do, and I like to call them the 3 R's. One is reduce forest loss. The other is to restore our forests to their resilient and carbon-rich state. And the third is to reforest where we've lost our forests. A key way that we can do that with landowners is through buying conservation easements. And that is buying the right to keep that forest as a forest forever. And it's buying the right to ensure that that forest is well managed forever.
The Black Butte Forest is an example of that. It's a working forest situated right at the foot of Mount Shasta on the side of this huge cinder cone called Black Butte. And it's right between the city of Weed and the city of Mount Shasta, 2 places that are threatened with catastrophic fire. People talk these days about the wildlands urban interface, that place where the natural lands come together with the city. Well, this is it.
It started by a desire, I guess, for us to, maintain this particular tract in timber production. And we'd been approached a number of times over the years by developers looking to develop it. And so that's when we started exploring other options, and I connected with the folks at Pacific Forest Trust, and we were ultimately able to come together and craft something that I think worked for all parties involved, and we were successful in getting it funded this year, and it's a real accomplishment and something that I'm proud of.
Black Butte is funded by CAL FIRE, and CAL FIRE's got this money from the state sales of emissions permits. And so this is one of the ways they're recycling that money into more good things for climate.
The wonderful thing about an awful situation is it makes you think creatively about what you can do and how to do it. We have the time in this next 10 years to turn the situation around. Forests will be an absolutely critical part of that solution. If we mobilize the resources and we say we're going to stop emissions from forest loss and degradation, and we are going to increase sequestration, we have the ability to reabsorb literally billions of tons of CO2 from the atmosphere. This is essential to reach carbon neutral by 2045 and to set a downward trajectory from there. We are showing how it can be done. Now let's bring it to scale.